The new Danger Room mode just dropped, but if you walk in unprepared, you're gonna get wrecked. So here's the real guide for beginners: what to build, who to bring, and how to win early. We're just gonna talk about how to get into the game mode briefly. So it's under the events tab. So you see Professor X there, word events underneath. You can go through him, or you can just push that black and gold X token. We'll go through the events track first. So there it is, Danger Room on the left hand side. And it's gonna bring us to this screen right here. Now, one of the things we want to keep in mind is we can adjust our difficulty. This is made up so individuals who maybe just started the game all the way up to people who are at the ultra end game are going to be able to participate in this game mode. We want to go ahead and pick a difficulty that you believe you can accomplish, because we're going to need to run this multiple times over the next couple of weeks. The reason why we're doing that is so we can get these danger tokens. Those are the black and gold tokens. You see I have 21. I have 21 of them there at this time, so I could use those on these stats and things here. Now these things are permanent. I'm going to always have my 21, and as we continue to go through the game mode, we're going to get more and more of those tokens. Let's go ahead and start our run. So before we start, we just want to drive the point home that we're trying to get more and more of these tokens, and as far, right, getting all the way down to the end, or just some of these other modifiers that you see in the middle, they can make your teams incredibly powerful. So over the course of time, you should be able to complete higher and higher difficulties. So we start our run. We always start at a shop node. Node number 1 is a shop node. You see in the upper left hand corner, it says Danger Room 1 of 20. So we only have 20 nodes to kind of build out our team. Well, what characters are we able to choose from? Depending on when you're playing this game, it's probably going to be the last 2 or 3 teams that came out. So in this case, we have the Starjammers, we have the Vigilantes, and we have the Thunderbolts. Now this is using your roster. That's very important. Let me show you why. We want to make sure we're picking characters that we're able to use. Again, this is our roster. We want to build teams that we're able to build. In this case, I'm going to go with Hitmonkey and Silver Sable. Now each of these teams seem to have certain character. They have a character or 2 in them that can bring some really weird synergies. They have some special maneuvers that they built into the game. Hitmonkey is that character when it comes to the Vigilante team. Now the reason I'm trying on this account, because it's going by your roster, so you have to make this decision. The reason why I'm going for the Vigilante team is because they're the strongest full team that I have available. These are my Vigilante members that I have right now on this account. The Thunderbolts are newer and stronger. However, they are not available yet free to play. I only have 3 members unlocked. So again, depending on when you're watching this video, that's going to dictate which teams that you have available, right? As this event continues to surface, the teams and things like that are going to change. So you have to make sure you're looking at your account to see what's the best for you. The third option is the Starjammers. I have all the Starjammer members, but my Vigilante teams are obviously stronger. So let's go ahead and show you how this is going to work in the game mode. So we begin with this node here. This is a combat node. As you can see from the upper right hand corner there, the symbol, it just says combat. And as you select, it's going to just generate random enemies for us to attack. These are characters. We'll split them up so that there's no splash damage that can go in between them. And we'll go into the matchup. So on the easiest nodes like this, we want to make sure we remember a couple things. 1, your health and your ability energy persist throughout. So after this, those things will not reset. Whatever abilities I used them. Any damage I took that damage, and I can't heal unless I get a healing item or if the characters are able to heal in game. So just remember things like that. So we're still early on. We're just going to go with basic attacks. Reason being, we don't want to use up all our ultimate moves. We want to save those for when we need them fighting stronger enemies. So the first couple nodes are relatively easy. We're going to get some points, and you see we get some of those purple tokens. Those purple tokens is what we're going to use in the shops, again, to continue to buy characters to add them to our roster. When beating a node, we get a care package, so we want to make sure we're picking abilities that's going to help our team. Again, early on, we want to make sure we're doing stuff to keep ourselves safe. We only have a couple members, so on spawn, allies gain defense up. We'll take that. So we come to our first decision. We have our normal combat node and we have our care package. Let's go ahead and take the care package. And here we can acquire more characters. We're building our Vigilante team. Electra is a Vigilante member, so we would choose her. And that brings us to this decision here. Now, we have 3 different nodes. We have the Elite Combat node. This is the only spot where you can get more of those yellow Danger Room tokens. Those are the things that persist from event to event. we'll be using up our purple tokens. They will not restore, right? So we'll have to use some up during our run. We also have a heal node. Those are a little bit more rare, so just for science, to show you what that is. So as we go into our healing station, it gives us a 50 there, so we can just take that, and that's just like any other character refresh. If we were to have a character that's knocked out or a character that's severely injured, we could use that 50 before the matchup to restore their health. We could also purchase 100 with the purple tokens. So now we have an opportunity for an elite combat mission, and the enemies there tend to be a little tougher, a little more thought out. This is where, though, the only place we can get those gold tokens. Let's take a look. We'll add our Electra. So what we're looking at here again is members of the Orcus team. So they are an organized team in this game. They're going to give us some trouble. We get a turn. So let's see how our damage. So again, you saw earlier we just erasing people with one hit. This is no longer the case. So this node might be a little more difficult. It is obviously more difficult. It looks like we're going to be fine. But you have to, again, you know the characters, know the abilities. In this particular instance, we need to go after Scientist Supreme because she can continue to revive characters. We got this one in the bag. So again, remember, we need to keep our abilities for our next fight. So we're just going to use basic abilities so they can recharge. That is, once we know that we have it in the bag. Now, as you can see, I have 2 of those danger room tokens. I get it. I know that's not a lot. The amount increases as you increase your difficulty level. But again, we'll be able to keep those and put those to use during the next encounter. We get more purple tokens that we could use and just general points for our run. My apologies. When you do an elite combat mission, you automatically get a care package. Now, we talked about characters and abilities. So that barrel of monkeys on spawn for each non-hit monkey vigilante ally, clone 1 hit monkey ally. So it's a special thing that only takes effect with the hit monkey. That's the special person on this team. Another care package. We're going to give ourselves that Daredevil. Yeah, I made a mistake. I should have took the Punisher. I got happy. I should have took the Punisher, but Daredevil is a vigilante member. We will keep going. Spread our teammates out there. I could heal Silver Sable, but I think we're going to be okay. So you want to take abilities that are going to keep your team safe and things that are special for your squad. So I have 3 members of the team that are not named Hit Monkey that are indeed on the Vigilante squad. So it spawned 3 more Hit Monkeys for me. So even though I don't have the full team, right, I have 7 people, right? So game modes like this are very forgiving if you build it right? They're made to strategically, you want to make those good decisions so you can build teams and it allow you to build some incredibly overpowered squads, and that's what you want, right? That's how we're going to be able to get through some of those extreme difficulties, even though some of us might not be at the end game. We've made it to a shop. Now, we want to keep in mind that shops have 2 pieces. There are characters and there are cards. There are characters and there are modifiers. So as we look at the characters, we see characters here from the Thunderbolts and from the Starjammers. These are characters that I don't have any Starjammers, so I don't want everyone to use them. If I did, also notice at the bottom, I could rent those characters. So there's that blue currency, right? So I could play in the purple and the blue, and I could rent the characters. So that's how you could fill in the gap. If I was missing one character, let's say I didn't have Victoria Hand, but I had the rest of the Thunderbolt team, I could now rent her and use her for today. I could use her for, well, not today. I could use her for the rest of this run. You only have 5 of those tokens. They do regenerate. You can't have any more than 5 at a time. And I think you can only get an additional 5 every day. Just because I don't need any of these characters, all is not lost, right? I can go over to the card side and I can spend the currency there as well. And we'll do that. We'll just buy all of these. Cannot gain trauma. At the end of our turn, we'll get rid of our negative abilities. And a critical hit, we will put bleeds. There's some really good bleed builds you can make. So when it's appropriate to take a move like that, it's good to do so. We haven't found a way to activate bleeds yet, so normally I wouldn't have bought that. But if you already had a way to activate bleeds, that would be something you could do. So I want you to notice that earlier in the game, right, we were pretty much just knocking people out one shot, but the enemies are starting to get a little bit stronger. right? They're taking a couple hits here and there. So you just want to note that that's happening as you increase as we continue to keep moving forward in the event. There's another good one there. We can activate our bleeds entry wound on spawn. Each ally applies bleed to all enemies. Enemies cannot gain immunity. So just by showing up, we're going to put bleeds on the enemy side of the field. So as you can see here, as we load in, every time one of our characters loads in, we just drop bleeds on the opposing side. So they're going to do damage just for showing up. There is an enemy Mephisto on the board. So again, things get a little difficult. There's an enemy Old Man Logan on the board. So this could really be a problem. All right, the enemies are definitely taking the hits a lot better than they have in the past. If we can get through Old Man Logan here, I'll feel a lot better. He went into stealth. We can't get to the Mephisto. And we have that Carnage boon. So as we knock people low, we're starting to get some speed bar. So that's good. We got the Barrel of Monkeys. So we have a lot more characters available than we would have. So Mephisto likes to put taunt on everybody. If I would have taken that Punisher earlier, I'd have another area of effect attack, which is what I need right now. And so again, you see, decisions matter, right? Because I didn't take that Punisher earlier, I'm now in big trouble. All right, Silver Sable has an area of effect. That probably, puts us in good condition. We're gonna make it through. But yeah, our decisions do indeed matter. As we progress, the enemy teams can get quite challenging. As you see here, we have an enemy Odin on the field, as well as the absolute A-Force and Captain Britain. At some point, you will make it up to the boss node. I won't spoil it for you, but sometimes they can be pretty tough. At the conclusion of your run, you'll add all the points up, and as you can see, I have a new high score. So that's just going to go towards my milestone rewards. So we completed our run, and notice our danger room tokens. You saw that we spent some on modifiers. We get all those back plus the ones that we earned. We started with 21 and now we have 29. So again, repeated runs to enable more and more of these modifiers. We can continue to increase the difficulty, and that'll allow our teams then to do some pretty insane things. As far as the rewards go, there's a leaderboard, right? As normal people, we're probably not going to qualify for that. But during this first run, all the points are cumulative. In future runs, as the game mode continues to iterate, so it's going to leave it, as it says here, in 11 days from when we're watching this video. But when it comes back, a time that you might be watching this, your point total will not be cumulative. It will be based on the highest difficulty that you can do. And so the top milestone, in this case, milestone 10, will be calibrated on you beating the boss on maximum difficulty. That's how you survive your first round through the danger room. If this helped you out, please drop a like and let me know what the best team composition you were able to come up with was. Was there any cool abilities and synergies you were able to use? Hey, if you haven't seen this video right here, please check it out. It's legit.